Remember the 5th of November. Ew. So I'm going to make this video today. I feel that I was a bit spasmodic yesterday. And I still think that if Joe Biden steals this election, it's the end of the world as we know it. But being emotional and out of sync with the reality that the people's president may only be a one-trick pony. I gotta have faith that he'll get his day in court, and as far as I know, I think they're basically gonna recount. Somebody was saying on Timcast IRL. Am I saying that right? But I think the one guest he had there is actually absolutely right. Absolutely right. I think that the whole election should be called. The whole election should be called and redone. I know that's a crazy measure, but in order to safeguard the democracy of the United States of America, I think that would be the best course of action. I am taking a media hiatus today. I am not watching TV. I am not watching YouTube. I am not watching anything today. I'm having a hiatus from mass media. I think I'm going to go on a cleanse sometime today. It was a nice day today, but now it's clouding over. But I'm kind of feel stupid for my my outburst yesterday. But this is a serious problem with the United States election here. And I just wanted to say, I think that I think the whole thing should be called. I think the whole thing should be redone. I know that's a drastic measure, but to safeguard the integrity of the election, it's been compromised. So think of it as second election. I think that the campaigners should have, Joe Biden and Donald Trump should have one day to rally, and then 24 hours later, people can cast votes, only in person though. You might not get the numbers that we got in Florida and other states, but the election's been compromised, so there needs to be some repercussions to that. There needs to be some repercussions. There needs to be some repercussions because the Democrats obviously cheated. As I was watching the interwebs yesterday, you know, it's amazing that Michigan, Joe Biden got over 100,000 votes for Joe Biden. Not even not one for Trump. Like obviously they cheated. It's not possible. that not even, and then he's claiming that he's gotten more votes than any election ever. Well, of course he got way more votes than any election ever, because they manufactured millions of votes for Joe Biden. The election's been compromised. Enough playing games. It's time to start over. And, you know, maybe not even have rallies or anything, just redo the whole election. You know, and have it done in 24 hours. With poll watchers and the like. I think that's an absolutely great idea. That, you know, yeah, it's inconvenient. Yeah, lots of people are going to have to, you know, re-vote and stand in line and waste another day. But for the integrity of the election, for the integrity of democracy, we the people need to protest against this election. But like I said before, you know, everybody knows that the Democrats would cheat, and now they've been caught red-handed cheating. There needs to be some legal action on this. There needs to be federal charges against these demons of man. But like I said yesterday on my video, it's not just the Democrats Donald Trump is fighting. It's the globalists. Somebody linked me a thing a few days ago with George Soros saying we can't have another Trump election. And there's other people on the interwebs that have made videos on certain things. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to link things, and you know, maybe I'll be like a Tim Pool and have my little avatar there, and have all the Twitters and things streaming. I don't spend any time on Twitter. I basically go there. I don't even go there. And same with Facebook. I basically use it as just to share things out. Nobody follows me. Nobody, you know, since I've become a Trumper, I've lost a lot of friends on Facebook as well. So, oh well. At least the good thing is that I know who my real friends are anyway. But I don't know, I've just decided that I should make some kind of an apology for yesterday. Being a bit emotional. But yeah, no, it's a crazy time right now. And I'm kind of stuck in this position of like I said yesterday, I feel absolutely betrayed by the media. You know, not like, you know, a guy like me would even make a difference in the world, but it's like I've said, you know, in this age of ignorance, we need as many digital warriors as possible. The patriots need to stand up and fight. Things are going to get a lot worse, and you know, even if they recall the whole election, you know, there's going to be people out there, and they're going to be able to use this as a crutch against Donald Trump. Oh, he's not a legitimate president. Because all the Democrats do is project. They knew they were going to cheat. Anybody who had two brain cells to rub together knew they were going to cheat as soon as they said they wanted nothing but mail-in ballots. And now they've been caught. Are they going to accept the fact that they cheated? Are they going to come out and say, oh, sorry, we cheated? No, of course not. They're going to fight tooth and nail to maintain the lie, to maintain the facade. There's no way on God's green earth that Joe Biden won. It's amazing to me, as evidence comes out, is that they're saying there's still millions and millions and millions of votes in Pennsylvania. That was yesterday. That was yesterday evening. And the people that actually proved the fact that it's not possible, right? You know, from Michigan, the bar went up. Like, Trump, a red wave did hit. And I also think that more people went and voted for Trump than any other president in the United States of America in history. But of course, the Democrats had to claim that Joe Biden got more votes to perpetrate this lie. But when you look back on everything that's happened in the last while, all right, buddy. This cat weighs almost 30 pounds. It's a big cat. He's just fat. He's just a big fat cat. I'm a little bit guilty. I don't spoil him, but you know, he's an inside kitty because I'm an urban dweller these days. So he's an urban cat and our indoor kitty. And my little one over there, she's an indoor cat too, but she's much smaller. She's much smaller than Milo. I'd almost go as far as to say that he has a bit of, what's that, Mancoon kitty? Well, I just hope that the light, I hope that righteousness prevails. I hope that Americans are smart enough to see the forest for the trees. I hope and pray that an awakening comes, because I've said it before many, many times. This is a time like no other. You have the globalist agenda, which is a true threat. The globalist agenda that is a true threat. You have a handful of companies, millionaires, trillionaires, billionaires and trillionaires, dictating policy for the whole world. The central bank, the World Health Organization, the World Trade Organization, the list goes on and on and on. They're all globalists. Canada has already been infected. Just on Rebel News last night, we have COVID encampments now. Although COVID is a hoax, and I don't know, any free-thinking person knows that it's a hoax, I say take off your masks. You know, don't support businesses that mandatory masks. Don't support them. Even if it is your favorite grocery store, don't support them. because they're part of the problem. They're part of the totalitarian regime that is about to happen. They're part of the problem. The Great Reset is what? The Economic Forum. The Economic Forum, or whatever it's called, I can't remember now. Dave Collin did a freaking expose yesterday, or the day before, having one of the heads of the World Trade Organization coming out basically saying, yeah, we're going to reset. The reason why they're trying to undermine this president is because he's going after the central bank. There's a reason why he got out of the World Health Organization. There's a reason why he pulled out of the Paris Accord. Because these are all globalist agendas. These are all globalist organizations ran by millionaires and trillionaires, or billionaires and trillionaires, the elites of the world, the George Soros and the like. You know, George Soros is Emperor Palpatine, as far as I'm concerned. And he wants to see the New World Order before he dies. And he only has another, I don't know how old he is now. He must be close to 90. But he is the head of this world, of this New World Order. He has made it his life's work to bring in Agenda 21 and Agenda 30, aka Agenda 30. And you have Bill Gates and all these billionaires and trillionaires dictating to the people of the world, compromising democracy around the world via Antifa and Black Lives Matter and neo-Marxists. The whole point of all of this is Donald Trump wasn't supposed to win. The rhinos and dinos alike, he wasn't supposed to win. This is common knowledge that he wasn't supposed to win. They underestimated the due diligence of Donald Trump. And during his first year as president, he went to the World Economic Assembly or whatever it was called. I can't remember. I'm sorry if I can't remember things. I think my brain is rotting away. Sorry, I'm not as elegant as Tim Pool or Dave Collin or anybody else on YouTube that has a script in front of them and their talking points right in front of them. I don't actually know if Tim Pool actually has a script, but he just reads the news anyways. That's all Tim Pool does, is he just reads the news, and fortunately he's nonpartisan, and I have a lot of respect for Tim Pool. And I think if I ever met him in person, I think we'd be friends, actually. I think we'd be fast friends. Tim Pool and I. We have differing opinions, and he's much more elegant than I am. I'm brutish. Beer time. But yeah, I'm sorry I'm not as elegant as somebody else. Because when I do these videos, I'm basically just shooting from the hip here. I had an idea what I wanted to talk about today. And eventually I'll get better. For the few subscribers I have, I hope you stick with me. Because eventually I need to upgrade some of my, I need to upgrade some things. I need to get a little bit more Well, first of all, I need to get out of where I'm living. It's a horrible experience living where I'm living right now. I come from a beautiful valley, touched by the gods, in British Columbia. I was born and raised in British Columbia, but I have actually seen the world. I have lived 1,000 lives in the span of a lifetime. There's always been darkness in this world, but it's like the wolves that I put on my video. That is the sun and the moon, because in Old Norse, there was two wolves that chased the sun and the moon. And, that's another thing about Native Americans. My people, my ancestors, I can date back my ancestors, thousands of years. I'm very lucky. Because my grandfather on my mom's side was a bit of a historian himself, and a prospector, one of the few white people to ever show up in northern British Columbia, because British Columbia is a very young province, really. I don't even think it was even a place until till the end of the 18th century and the early 1900s. That's when British Columbia was developed, and when my grandfather was a young man on my mom's side, Vancouver still had boardwalks. He died when he was 88 years old. But he came out west when he was a young man. And Vancouver, British Columbia, had boardwalks, not even a paved street. They were still looking. Victoria had just got to be the capital city of British Columbia when my grandfather got to out west when he was a young man and fought. He wanted to fight in World War I, but he was too young. But he lost all of his brothers, except one. The reason why my name is Steve Story is because that's my mom's maiden name. And it's Story Dick because it's hyphenated, but I just made it one word, Stephen Story Dick. But it's because I am the last, other than my cousin Kevin, I'm the last line of the stories. There's no more stories left in this world once my uncle dies and my Kevin, and thankfully he had one son. So it's just me and Kevin left, and Uncle Jim, but he's obviously, I don't know how old he is now, 60 something. And he's never been married, never had kids, so hope for him to spread out. The Story name is long gone. But once Uncle Bob's gone, and once Uncle Jim's gone, there's only me and Kevin left. My family spilled blood for this land. But on my dad's side, on my father's side, we can trace our ancestry back, thousands of years. because we were Mennonites. We were Mennonites. My dad's side were Mennonites, and we can trace our ancestry all the way back to Denmark, because for some reason we have this understanding of ancestry and family and the ties that bind. I've had relatives in Canada since its inception. As soon as the English took over from the French, my ancestors moved here from Scotland and Germany. Well, actually, my ancestors didn't actually come up to Canada. On my dad's side, didn't come up to Canada until after the Second World War. They're Germans, so they went to Mexico because Germans didn't want to go kill Germans. My father was actually born in Mexico. So if I ever feel like going to Mexico, there's a whole colony of Mennonites there, family, cousins, third cousins, fourth cousins, fifth cousins in Mexico. A little off a tangent. But I like to think that the reason why the Canadian flag is red and white is because the white settlers that came to Canada made great inroads with the native population of this country. And since I am a Norseman, well, Denmark, Dane, we came to this country. I can actually, one of my ancestors was actually on the ship of Leif Erikson that came to Newfoundland. I can't confirm or deny, but that's the story in our family, that one of my great ancestors was on the ship with Leif Erikson. My blood is true and pure. And I see the world divulging into madness. I see the loss of church. I see the compelling evidence that Lucifer is running the world. I'm not a religious person. I'm a pagan. I believe in my ancestral gods. And I truly believe that it is the time of the Ragnarok. And this election bullshit just proves to me that there is no integrity left in this world. And the people who would support the Demon Rat Party, the Democratic Party of the United States of America, or support communism, these people are agents of evil. And I truly believe that in my heart of hearts. And the reason why I keep on saying it's the time of the Ragnarok, because in the story of the Ragnarok, all men lose morality. And if you look around and you open your eyes a little bit, and you're a little bit spiritual, and you understand the value of life and understand the value of nature, and you see the heaven and the stars and the earth and the moon as one, you realize there's this great darkness in the world. You realize that there's a great unrest in the world. People are grasping for something. Because deep down in the heart of men, there lingers the spirit of the gods. And once we detach ourselves from the spirit of the gods, then we're just basically stumbling around in the dark. So you have all these people wanting to do the right thing, but they don't even know where to begin, because everything that is right is wrong and everything that is wrong is right now. You have a world where they're trying to normalize pedophilia. You have a world where we are made to believe certain lies. Like in Canada, for instance, you can be charged with a hate crime if you misgender someone. And like I said yesterday in my video, they had a mega rally. They had a mega rally in Vancouver a few days ago, and the government shut it down, and people were charged with hate speech because they were conservatives for the most part, and they were protesting against the mandatory masks. And in British Columbia, we just had a provincial election. The NDP, soda pop. The NDP, the British Columbian NDP, made mandatory masks a part of everyday life in Canada now. And then you have the liberal government building COVID camps. Like, seriously, we're living in a dystopia in Canada right now. And God forbid Joe Biden, he claimed himself victorious yesterday. And if this declaration holds, the United States of America can expect exactly what's happening in Canada right now. We have people being charged for hate speech because they're protesting against mandatory masks. We have people misgendering someone. We have a totalitarian government in Canada right now. It's like death of 1,000 cuts. Since Justin Trudeau has gained power and got reelected for a second term, he is slowly but diligently destroying our rights, stripping us of our rights slowly. You know, it's like a frog in boiling water, right? A frog in a simmering pot. The frogs don't really understand that they're dying. They just notice that the water's getting a little bit warmer and it's getting a little bit more uncomfortable. But eventually, they start to realize that they're dead, they're just about to die, but then it's too late. And that's what's happened in Canada for the last 6.5 years, almost 7 years now. We had an election a federal election in 2019, I think. Yeah, October 2019. And for some reason, Justin Trudeau got reelected. Nobody voted for him, but he got in. So he won barely. It was a rigged election. And basically, Canada is lost. We've lost the battle against the globalist agenda. And you can expect the same. You can expect the same in the United States of America if Joe Biden's declaration holds. They're going to push it. Trump, yes, has put a stop to the counts. Yes, he's going to use the Supreme Court. Yes, he's going to use the Supreme Court. He's going to use every tool he has. But optics are everything when it comes to politics. And they're going to use it. The demons of man are going to use it, as that he wouldn't concede. But Donald Trump shouldn't concede, because there's compounding evidence that the Democrats cheated. Joe Biden's party cheated. I do believe that there was more votes for Donald Trump than any other president in history. But the Democrats spun that around and said it was for Joe Biden, right? Because they have to perpetrate this lie. They have to keep this lie going. They have to create doubt. They have to create doubt. And free-thinking people, they want to create confusion and chaos. That's exactly what's happened. And like I said yesterday, if you watch my previous videos, if you actually spend a little bit of time and actually watch my videos, you'll realize that I said this many months ago. And everything that I've said so far has come to pass. I'm not trying to blow my own horn or anything. But the one thing that I do have, I may be, for lack of a better word, a simple person. But I have awareness to the 10th power. I do have an understanding of reality that is beyond the comprehension of most. I have seen things. I've lived things. I've known things. Because I live in the light of the gods. I do my life's work as a tool of the gods. I sacrifice my spirit. I sacrifice life for the wisdom of the gods. I live alone. I have forsaken women. I have forsaken distractions. I've even forsaken friends. People who I thought were my friends. Because they dragged me down into the abyss of idiocy. I'm a lonely man. I'm a lonely, lonely man. I'm a warrior that has no battles to fight. My wisdom comes from the heart and the soul. I live to serve the gods. I live to gain wisdom and strength. I live And as hard as my road has been, the loneliness, the ostracization of my existence, the freedoms that I have lost because of my opinion, there is no greater truth in life than service to the gods. I don't know anything, but I know everything. There is no light in this world right now. The candle is flickering, and it will be extinguished if Joe Biden declaration holds tomorrow. The 5th of November, we must remember. That's, whatever, that's, what's his name? The Guy Fawkes? Anyways, Anonymous wears their mask, his mask. Guy Fawkes? The powdercade. Yeah, it's a great English story, and it's a true story that happened many moons ago during the English Revolution. Guy Fawkes. He was a revolutionary. I think he was a revolutionary against King George III. I don't know. I could fucking look it up, I guess. And I probably should probably write a script. But I didn't know I was going to mention Guy Fawkes. Like I said, I shoot from the hip, and sometimes I'm cognitive, and sometimes I understand what I'm trying to say, and sometimes I have a real point to make. But like I've said previously before, my mind is going at 100 miles an hour every freaking day. It's very hard for me to narrow my thoughts and make a relative argument, because I can see both sides. I think on both sides of my brain. So my logical brain always conflicts with my illogical brain. My artist brain conflicts with my logical brain. It's a constant struggle just to maintain. And that's why I drink. Because when I drink, it slows my brain down a little bit. So I can think and have laser focus on certain aspects of reality. Well, it's only, up to a point, and then you get to a certain point of drunkenness, where you're not cognitive anymore anyway, and it's time to go to bed. But with the new COVID lockdowns, I don't really have much more to do than sit around and drink. The new COVID lockdowns, tell you what, son, it's not a coincidence that they want to shut down the world economy. It's not a coincidence that they're trying fighting tooth and nail to shut down the world economy. It's no coincidence. Open your eyes. Look back. See what brought us up to this point in reality. This point in reality will be marked in history, if it doesn't get thrown down the memory hole, all free-thinking people are going to be ostracized. And if you don't buy into the groupthink, then all of a sudden you won't be able to buy a house anymore. All of a sudden you won't be able to buy groceries anymore. All of a sudden you won't be able to get a loan. All of a sudden you won't be able to have a credit card. All of a sudden, social credit score. Chinese communism. This is what's happening. Think of China as the beta test, the beta model, the prototype for the New World Order. And if you look, and if you've done your own, if you've looked into certain things, like the Agenda 21 that I've been talking about for the last year and a half, I kind of wish I would have talked about it many more moons ago. My audience isn't vast, but maybe their audience is vast. Like Tim Pool, for instance, he has a great platform. He has millions and millions of views each day. And as much as I respect Tim Pool, he could use his power to educate a lot more people. But, he plays it safe, which is why he still has a channel, and that's why he's still on YouTube's. But I would implore Tim Pool to kind of step outside of his comfort zone a little bit. Look more into these so-called conspiracies, and then educate the people. Because Tim Pool doesn't only reach the right, aka the right, whatever that means, and aka the left, whatever that means. I know that Tim Pool calls himself a libertarian, but I think that Tim Pool and I have a lot more in common than he would like to admit. We're both center right. Like, I'm a little bit more right than he is, and he's more along the center. But I'm not a conservative. I'm a realist. I'm a spiritualist. I believe in truth and honor and dignity. I believe in merit. I believe that there is no life left or right. There is only dignity and integrity, honor. And I guess I could be more conservative because I believe in values that are wholesome. I believe in wholesome values. I believe in merit. I believe in life. I believe that people are smart enough to make their own decisions. Not all, of course. Because the one great fear that every human on this planet has is ostracization. Ostracization? I could be saying that wrong. Ostracization? Groupthink. We all kind of want to be part of a group. It's deep down, inherently deep down in our heart of hearts, there's a deep down want to be accepted. I personally have given up on acceptance a long time ago, because I found out that once I started going against my values and where I stand as a human being, where I stand spiritually and mentally, I don't want to forsake my own wisdom and my own courage for the groupthink. I really think that I'm smarter than most people. Not to be arrogant or pompous, but I can see both sides of the spectrum. And my self-integrity, my morals, my integrity is what holds me together. You know, you can disagree with me, and I've lost jobs, I've lost friends, I've lost a lot of things for the fact that I'm a stubborn, person who believes only in truth and honor and integrity. I believe in wisdom and courage. I don't believe in groupthink. I believe that as an individual, we have the power to change the world. Obviously I have my own faults and my own shortcomings that I need to overcome sometime. Like sometimes I should be less stubborn. Sometimes I should accept things for what they are. But my analytical mind is always tearing things apart until I come to a conclusion, a pinpoint conclusion. Because I need to fail 1,000 times before I can master. Ah, 51 minutes. Living light. Glory to the gods. Sorry for the rambling rant. I didn't really have much to talk about today. Like I said, I am taking a hiatus from mass media. I need to work on healing a little bit. I need to just kind of step away and look into the well of Mir. But live in light. Where we go, when we go.